In this video I'm going to show you how you can crochet this macaron cushion in two colors. It is made with split single crochets mainly for tighter stitches and a stronger weave. The cushion is made of two parts that are started from the center. They are crocheted in the round in a spiral way with split single crochets mainly. In the description of this clip you will find a link that will take you to the written instructions and more details about this pattern. You will need two different colors of t-shirt yarn, between 350 and 450 grams each, a 10 mm crochet hook, a stitch marker, and I used two round cushions to fill in each crocheted cushion, 29 centimeters wide and 5 centimeters tall. We start with a magic ring. We put the strand coming from the skein above the beginning strand, making a simple loop. I insert the hook, yarn over, pull through the loop, and we're ready to start round 1. I chain 1, and then I make 6 single crochets inside the ring. Once I finish the 6 single crochets, I take the beginning strand and pull to close. And round 1 is finished with 6 stitches. To start round 2, I insert the hook in the first stitch and make the first single crochet of this round. We will be working in the round and in a spiral way, so I place a marker in the first stitch of this round to have the correct stitch count and avoid getting lost. Now I make 1 single crochet more in the same stitch. Then I go to the next stitch and make 2 single crochets in one stitch. And I repeat for the remaining stitches, making 2 single crochets in one stitch. I should finish my round with 2 single crochets in the last stitch. And round 2 is finished with 12 stitches. To start round 3, I remove the marker, and from this round on, I will make split single crochets. They are made practically the same as single crochets, but inserting the hook differently. Instead of inserting under the 2 loops of the stitch, we have to move a bit lower, inserting in the middle of the V that forms with each stitch. I'm doing this from round 3 of the project because in round 2 stitches are a bit tighter to make split single crochets. So once I have located the center part of the last stitch, I insert the hook through the middle of the V. I yarn over, pull through the stitch, yarn over and close. And my first split single crochet is finished, which is completely centered and above the stitch of last round. I relocate the marker in this first stitch and I continue with 2 split single crochets in next stitch. Once again, I move to the center of the V and I insert my hook to make the next split single crochet. And I go through the same stitch once again to make another split single crochet. I locate the V of next stitch and I will repeat my sequence of 1 split single crochet. It can be a little tricky at first to insert the hook in the right spot and to pull the yarn through. I suggest making this project a little slower and paused so you won't hurt your hands, because it requires a little practice. I finish the split single crochet, I locate the V of next stitch and make 2 split single crochets in next stitch. And my second sequence of 1 split single crochet and 2 split single crochets in next stitch is finished, and I will continue repeating that sequence all around. I should end the round with 2 split single crochets in last stitch. And round 3 is finished with 18 stitches, all of them made in the middle of the V of the stitches of last round. To start round 4, I remove the marker, I locate the V in the stitch of last round and make 1 split single crochet. I place the marker in this first stitch and I make 1 more split single crochet for a total of 2. And then 2 split single crochets in next stitch. And my first sequence of 2 split single crochets and 2 split single crochets in next stitch is finished, and I will continue repeating this sequence all around. I should finish my round with 2 split single crochets in last stitch. And round 4 is finished with 24 stitches. Now to start round 5, I remove the marker, I make 1 split single crochet, I place the marker in this first stitch and I make 2 split single crochets more for a total of 3. And then 2 split single crochets in next stitch. And my first sequence of 3 split single crochets and 2 split single crochets in next stitch is finished, and I will continue repeating that sequence all around. I should end the round with 2 split single crochets in last stitch. And round 5 is finished with 30 stitches. For next rounds, I will continue increasing to make the circular base grow by making 1 more stitch before the increase in each sequence in each round. So if I made 3 split single crochets and 2 split single crochets in next stitch in this round, for round 6 I will repeat a sequence of 4 split single crochets and 2 split single crochets in next stitch. And for round 7, a sequence of 5 split single crochets and 2 split single crochets in next stitch. And I will continue increasing in each round until completing round 11 with a sequence of 9 split single crochets and 2 split single crochets in next stitch for a total of 66 stitches. And this is the end of round 11 with 66 stitches, and this base practically covers the width of the cushion. Next, for rounds 12 to 14, we will crochet 66 split single crochets without increasing anymore. And this is the end of round 14 on the wrong side. We put the cushion over our work to make sure the crochet piece is covering part of the sides. The goal is that the crochet work covers about half of the cushion height. Next, I remove the marker. I make one split slip stitch in next stitch. Then I fasten off and weave in the ends. For the other side of the cushion, we make a second half with a different color, increasing in the same way and making split single crochets until reaching a sequence of 9 split single crochets and 2 split single crochets in next stitch for a total of 66 stitches. And then continue with rounds of 66 stitches without increasing anymore. For this project, I used 2 different brands of t-shirt yarn. So for the pink side, I had to make 2 more rounds of 66 split single crochets until round 16 to reach the half of the cushion height. Once I reach that height, I remove the marker and I make 1 split slip stitch in next stitch, but I don't fasten off. I put the first part on the wrong side of the work with the beginning on the top. Then I take the second half and I place it over on the right side, lining up both beginnings of rounds. I chain 1 and locate the next stitch after the split slip stitch, so I can start making the seam with regular single crochets. I insert the hook, then I locate the next stitch after the split slip stitch on the other side and insert the hook, and I complete my first single crochet to join. And I continue making single crochets by going through both pieces to complete the seam. Once half of the pieces are joined, I take one cushion and put it inside. And I do the same with the other cushion, fitting them both in so I can continue making the seam comfortably. And I continue joining with single crochets. We finish with the last single crochets of the round. And to end the round, we make one slip stitch in the first stitch of the round. Now we just have to fasten off and weave in all ends. And our macaron cushion is finished with the single crochet seam. This makes it practical in case it's necessary to open to wash the parts or change the cushions. I hope you liked it and that you can make some with different color combinations.